guys, it's Ahmer here. So today I have another episode in this series where I take you along with me on this collection journey of trying to grow my video game collection on a budget, on the low, without overspending and overpaying and spending top dollar on several items that I find. So everyone always asks me if you can still game hunt in 2021, and of course you can. You just have to find amazing scores out at thrift stores, flea markets, yard sales, Facebook Marketplace, pretty much anywhere that you can find these amazing deals at. So in this series, I'll show you all of my tips and tricks when I'm out there trying to find some amazing deals. And this week we have some amazing finds. So let's go ahead and see what I got. So last week I scored an amazing find of only $375 to instantly grow a Dreamcast collection. So the person posted it for $375 on Facebook Marketplace, and he said his loss was my gain. So I ended up meeting him. I scored $1,800 or more worth of stuff for only $375. Everything was in pretty decent shape, and I did have tons of doubles in that lot there. So I was pretty excited to keep some of the rare and expensive games and then go ahead and sell some of those items so that we can add more money into this game fund, as we were only coming into this week with $35, which is doable, but I figured that we would go ahead and add more money to the game fund. So of course I decided to trade in some of the stuff at a local game store, and then I took a couple of the games and I traded them with a buddy of mine for some box games that I needed in the game collection. So to quickly go ahead and recap, tons of those common games that were in the front pile there, a lot of the sports games, a couple decent games, I decided to take to my game store, and along with that, a loose console and the box console, which some of the stuff was missing in the box and some of the cables and cords were missing. So they gave me $300 for everything there that I traded into the game store. That includes both the systems, the box, all of the stuff that was included inside of that box, and then a lot of the games there. They decided to give me that much for everything. So now we have $335 going into this week's footage. So we'll have to go ahead and keep that up and just keep a running total. So I also decided to trade some of the games to a buddy of mine who needed just a couple titles in his game collection. So he actually found both of these box games at a local thrift store for only 99 cents. And both of these Nintendo 64 box games were listed as miscellaneous games and puzzles. So I'm just in shock because these are definitely not games or puzzles, and this should definitely not be in that little section. This should have been in the video game section. But they had both of these game boxes for only $1, and then he kept the major prize in that lot. He saw a Nintendo 64 system for just a couple dollars over 20 in the games and puzzle section. So I think it was $22.99. I have some footage, so I'll go ahead and show that over this. But he decided to keep that game system, as that was actually in the box game section where all of the board games are. So I'm just in shock that he found that. So it's definitely something that you guys should always check, is those little board game areas, because you never know, you might find a complete in box Nintendo 64 system and a couple loose games for a good deal. So right here we have the Star Wars Episode 1 Racer game, and I do have the box console version of the system with the same exact image. So this one will definitely go great on display with that one. And to go ahead and get this sticker off, you usually just heat it up with a little hair dryer, and then it'll just easily peel off without ripping the entire logo of the box. So I'll just have to be very careful with that. Then of course inside of the box there is the manual and all of these inserts. I already have the game, so he kept the game. And then we have this little instruction booklet for this game, which is complete in the box. And then even this little thing right here which says Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, free player's guide offer inside, with your paid subscription of Nintendo Power. So this one is definitely pretty cool to see all of this stuff included in this little box here. It wasn't thrown away over the years, and it ended up making its way to one of the thrift stores near me. So this is definitely an amazing find, an amazing score, and I was pretty excited to get some cash and go ahead and trade with a buddy of mine for all of those Dreamcast games that I had doubles of, and just the items that I no longer needed. And then this one, we have this copy of WWF No Mercy. So this one is a game that I've noticed is going up in price, as this is one that a lot of people played and they remember back in the day. So along with that, it also came with this instruction manual for the game. So here we have this pretty thick manual on all of these different superstars, the moves, and the different setups that you can go ahead and use in this game. This is definitely a nostalgic game right here, one that I loved playing, and I had so much fun playing this game with family and friends. It was just a classic, so I'm really excited to add both of these boxes to the game collection, and this was just a little trade that I did, so this is definitely pretty sweet. And then actually tackling that $335 that we have this week, I decided to go ahead and look on Facebook Marketplace, as I have been getting lucky. So first up, I saw a Nintendo GameCube system posted for only $20. It just showed this in the picture, this silver GameCube system. Of course, it said it had some controllers and some wires, but it stated that it had no games at all. So I met this person. They weren't that far away from me. This thing is in pretty decent shape. It doesn't have a lot of scuffs and scratches. And when I met the person, they said that they knew absolutely nothing about this Nintendo GameCube. I asked them if they did have any games. They said no, sadly, they just bought the system and they weren't sure how to even work it, how to operate it, and they just went ahead and played with some other things, not really video game systems. So they said unfortunately they did not have any games for this system, but they did have a couple of these third-party controllers. So here we have a silver controller, and then we have this little black controller, still with the zip tie with it. So it looks like they probably didn't even play the system. Maybe they didn't really know what they had. And then right here, a GameCube adapter. And then we even have the little AV cable for it. So everything is there. So, of course, when I got into the car, I pressed the open button just to see if the lens was messed up, or maybe that's why they didn't play any games. And what do I find inside? We have this copy right here, this loose copy of Pokemon Coliseum. So this disc right here is very clean. It, of course, is missing the game case, the manual, and everything else. But this game goes for over $100 and some, just a loose disc like this. So I really made out, because now I can potentially sell this system, keep this game, try and find a game case and a manual for this. If it was complete, it would be over $150. So if I can find a game case for less than that, I surely made out, because this is definitely pretty awesome, and I'm still in shock that I saw this in there. It plays fine. I was playing this game for a little bit, so I'm really excited to add this Pokemon game to my game collection, because it's not every day that you see these, and when you do, they are very pricey, very expensive, as the Pokemon craze is going on, and a lot of the GameCube and Nintendo 64 games have just skyrocketed in price. So if you guys would like to see some videos on that, let me know in the comments below, as I have tons of games in my collection that I could reference and just talk about. So we scored that for only $20, and instantly we have a few $100s of profit or potential that we could make. But I think I'm going to go ahead and keep the game, but go ahead and sell this game system with the wires and the extra controllers, as I already have several GameCubes in the collection already. So this one is definitely pretty sweet, and we could potentially make some money on this. Then I decided to stop by one of the thrift stores that I usually go to, and I saw a Nintendo 64 controller. This one is the Super Pad 64 Colors, and this is made by Performance. So this one was in pretty decent shape with all the buttons and this little joystick right here. It's kind of an off-brand controller, but I figured that I didn't think that I had this green color one in the collection, and for only $6, which it was half off, definitely was not a bad deal. So I was pretty thrilled to find this for just a few dollars to add to the game collection and potentially have another controller variant, as I do have hundreds already for the Nintendo 64. So what's another controller added? Then I decided to go to a little Goodwill store near me, and I didn't really see anything else there. Sometimes they have pretty cool games, toys, just other things like that. Well, of course, I'm going through the shelf, and I just see the same crappy sports games in the little game section. Then I just move over a little bit, and I see all of these DVDs posted, and I see this just sitting like right on the side here, and I'm like, huh, that looks like a Wii game. So I pick it up. It's Wii Sports. It was listed for 99 cents. It was marked as books. And when you open this up, of course we have the game disc and we have the instruction manual. So this was definitely a great find for only $1, adding this to the game collection. I know I'm going to bundle this with a future Wii that I find. That way I can go ahead and sell the Wii, make some money, and I know it's worth more than $1. So this one was definitely a great score, and one that I was so excited to find. I felt like I was just on a roll, because then I saw a Nintendo Wii system posted for sale. It showed the box, and it said various games, controllers, and everything else. So this was actually posted for $60. This Nintendo Wii system, it says it includes this Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort with the Wii Motion Plus. Well, it didn't look like the game disc was actually shown in the picture, so I figured that I would offer them just a little bit less to see if they would take it. So I got this for $50, and they originally wanted $60, but it's a good thing because this Wii Sports Resorts and the Wii Sports game was actually not included. But since I found this one at Goodwill for $1, I figured that I would potentially go ahead and bundle this. And this is not all that was included, so we'll go ahead and open up this box here, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at the other box that was included with some of the extra games and items. So of course, when we open up the box here, this has this Nintendo Wii system. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. This is the black version of the console, and this one also plays GameCube games, so that it has a little spot on the top for the GameCube controllers, and then the memory card ports, and everything's intact there. So that is in this first little thing, and then right here we have this little display stand where you could go ahead and put the system in here. Then we have this little Wii sensor bar holder, still new in the box. So I figured all of this stuff would definitely be in here at this point. But then I saw this Wii Sports Resort little case and the manual here. And when I opened it up, I noticed that the game disc was actually missing. It wasn't in the Wii system. So it was definitely a good thing that I found that Wii Sports game at my Goodwill. It came with all of these different extra items, this warranty extension, this Nintendo Power thing, all of this extra stuff, the Wii operations manual. So it had pretty much everything in here for a complete game box. And then it came with all of the items that would be needed. So we have the AV cable, and we have the little power cable here. We also have this Wii sensor bar. And then it looked like we had a couple of these little controller covers right here. And then it actually came with 2 of these controllers. So we have 2 of these black controllers, and then we have 2 of these nunchuck controllers right here. And it looks like some of them still have the little styrofoam kind of plastic wrapped up around it. So all of this stuff was included. It looks like there's some extra chargers and things like that for the controllers that are just kind of at the bottom. There's even these little style jackets that cover the controllers, and there's even one of these Motion Plus ones in the bottom of this right here. So this is definitely pretty sweet. Even includes the Wii Motion Plus installation guide, pamphlet, and some more operations manual setup paperwork. So all of this stuff was pretty much complete with the system, so I figured that this would be a good one to bundle with that Wii Sports game. And then it had a couple more games in there. So here we have this Hannah Montana Spotlight World Tour game for the Nintendo Wii. This one is also complete, does have some writing on the inside. Then we have this copy of Wii Play, which is a great one to go ahead and bundle. This one's also complete. Then we have this copy of Deal or No Deal. So this one is another one. Then this Just Dance 2, which these Just Dance games are always great bundle games to go ahead and use. And then we have this right here. This is the Smurfs Dance Party. And it says, bonus song, Walking on Sunshine, only at Toys R Us. So here we have this complete game. So I figured I could potentially just go ahead and flip all of this stuff, hopefully make a profit for next week, and only spending $50 on this with that bonus game for only $1 definitely made it worth it. So overall, we scored some amazing finds this past week, and I am very thrilled because we came into this week with $335 and we only spent a fraction of it. So we will be going into next week with a good bit of money, so I'm really thrilled for that. So over these past few weeks, we have really grown the game collection quite a bit, so it's time to hopefully bundle some of these items here and just quickly move them out of the collection so that we can get more money into the game fund. So starting out last week with $335 and only spending a fraction, we're down to about $260 going into next week. So that is a pretty decent amount to go out there and game hunt with. So hopefully I can find a massive score or something along the lines. Hopefully find some more systems and more games to add. So we'll go ahead and probably sell this Nintendo GameCube system, but keep the Pokemon Coliseum game, as that is definitely a hidden gem right in there. And then go ahead and bundle this Wii system and go ahead and sell that as well with a lot of these games since I found that Wii Sports game. So that is definitely a great pickup here with not spending, very much money at all, and even including those trades that I got from a buddy of mine. There's Nintendo 64 games. He even found the Nintendo 64 console in the board game section. So that is just beyond crazy to me, and I wish I would have found it, but it's definitely pretty cool that he found it because it's always nice when you find pretty awesome scores and you help a buddy out along the way, and it's always pretty cool when they find stuff for their collection as well. So it just goes to show that it's not only me out there, it is other people finding amazing scores. You just have to look and you just have to go out there and just try and find some cool stuff. So the deals are out there, the scores are out there, they're just waiting for you to find them. So of course, let me know in the comments below which item this week was your favorite. Did you like the Nintendo 64 games that I traded with a buddy of mine for? Did you like the GameCube game that was just magically hidden in the game console that I didn't even expect? Or did you like this box Wii system for such a great deal? Just let me know in the comments below. And of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos and stay tuned for more.